We welcome you back to Yankee Stadium. Partly cloudy skies, a comfortable evening here. The temperature in the mid-70s. A threat of rain, but it never materialized. And so we're just moments away from the first pitch. The Rays and the Yankees opening a 3-game series. Yeah, the Rays, who have gone 6-6 against New York in the first 2 series here. This the wrap-up series at Yankee Stadium for the season. The Rays will see the Yankees at the Trop. Rays have gone just 1-5. And there's Kevin Cash, the Rays manager. He has the Rays in at 60-58. Then we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Rays, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Malik Smith atop the order in left, followed by Matt Duffy and then Jake Bowers. C.J. Cron will at cleanup, serving as the designated hitter. Joey Wendell hits 5th tonight. The number 6 hitter in right field is Carlos Gomez. Kevin Kiermaier in center field, the number 7 hitter, batting in front of the shortstop Willie Adames. Catching, hitting 9th is Jesus Sucre.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the New York Yankees is going to be left-hander Jay Happ. We talked about him in the open. 2 starts with the Yankees. He's a perfect 2-0, and on the season, 12-6 ERA of 4.07 in 22 starts. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we've got Brett Gardner, Aaron Hicks, and Neil Walker across the infield, 3rd to 1st. Miguel Andujar, Didi Gregorius, Gleyber Torres, and Greg Bird, with Austin Romine behind the plate.
And the manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone. Boone played briefly for the Yankees, part of the 03 season. Spending playing time with the Reds and the Indians. Most recently Houston for a handful of games in 09. And now the manager of the New York Yankees. So Jay Happ, the lefty, against Malik Smith to get this one started. Malik's pushing 300, hitting 296 right now. Was hitless in the game on Sunday in Toronto, going 0 for 4 out of the leadoff spot. And here we go. First pitch is a strike called. So we're underway at 26 minutes past the hour. So technically a 21-minute delay. Pitch fouled, and the count is 0-2. Tap 12-6 with a 4.07 earned run average overall. Pitch is up, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the Yankees will take all the starting pitching they can get. CC Sabathia going on the disabled list with the knee issue. That's been troublesome for him, that right knee. Pitch just missed there, and it's 2-2. There's Sabathia. Well, he's had a nice year for them in the rotation.
He has, but you're right. The injury concerns mounting here towards the end of the season. And so they want to be proactive and get him on the disabled list and get him right for the games that really matter. And that's why, that's why they went out and made the deal for Jay Happ. That's why they brought in Lance Lynn, who initially went to the bullpen, but with the struggles of Sonny Gray and the issues with obviously CC Sabathia, he's now a member of the rotation.
And a good take right there by Malik, who got behind in the count. And now it's full, 3-2. This has been a good run for Malik Smith. And he draws the walk. So after falling behind, Malik earns a base on balls. Well, the Yankees have been beset by a number of injuries, and the biggest one most recently, Aaron Judge with the fracture to the right wrist. Of course, Gary Sanchez, we saw that in the last series at the Trop. Clint Frazier along with CC Sabathia. Here's Matt Duffy. Ball one, up and away.
You know, it's interesting too, and probably concerning for the Yankees, although they're not saying it publicly. You know, Aaron Judge, he had that chip fracture, and they said that after a week he'd be swinging a bat and probably back to playing within 3 weeks. Well, it's been a lot longer than a week thus far. He's still not swinging a bat, doing some stuff underwater, but not progressing as quickly as they thought.
Duffy lifts it into shallow right. Coming all the way in is Walker. And Matty is out, number one.
And you saw Clint Frazier on there too with the post-concussion migraines, and how concerning is that, because that's one of those things you can't really put a timetable on, and he's obviously part of the depth that you'd like to have if you're Aaron Boone, and he's not able to be called upon. So they've had an interesting way of trying to put this team together and consistently win games since the break.
Well, the Yankees in their own way suffering from the same situation. The Rays in third place, a distant third, and the Yankees a distant second, because the Red Sox have been consistently hot. Jake Bauers pops it to the left side. Andujar after it. That's out of his reach, out of play. Strike one. The Yankees come in 74 and 44, but the Red Sox are just dominant in the division.
It's
look at that.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees have the second best record in Major League Baseball at 30 games over 500, and they're 10 games out of first, because Boston, as you can see, and you do the math, 50 games over 500.
And to right, Walker comes in and makes the catch. Bauers is out, number two.
And you know, that really swung in Boston's favor when you had that big 4-game weekend series in Boston, and they took it to them and they swept them, and that took that lead. I think at that time it was 5.5, took it out to 9.5. Now it's 10.
Yeah, the Rays have had a lot more trouble with the Red Sox than they have the Yankees. As we mentioned, they're 500 against the Yankees,
and that's after dropping the first 5 of the season series.
Leadoff walk. Malik Smith still at first with 2 outs. C.J. Cron, the designated hitter tonight. Cron 2 for 15 in his career against Happ. One of those hits a home run. He takes strike one. And the foul ball runs it to 0-2.
Jay Happ pretty smooth with his delivery. That fastball going to sit at 92 to 93 range. He's got a slider. Doesn't have a lot of depth to it. At times it'll look like a cutter. Curveball and a changeup, but a lot of fastballs. For a guy that's not overpowering with the velocity, he really challenges hitters with heaters all over the zone.
Larry Rothschild, pitching coach here for the Yankees. There goes the runner. The pitch, a swing and a miss on the fastball up out of the zone. Rays are out in the first. Bottom of the first coming. Gardner, Stanton, and Hicks due for New York. Take a look at the Yankees starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Brett Gardner leads off, followed by the DH Giancarlo Stanton and then Aaron Hicks. Didi Gregorius hits cleanup, followed by Miguel Andujar. Greg Burns at first. Gleyber Torres at second with Neil Walker in right. Austin Romine, the catcher, will bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight to open this one up for the Rays going to be right-hander Hunter Wood. This is what he's done in his 6 previous. ERA 4.35. He's worked 10 in the third innings. Big strikeout numbers you see right there, 16.
Well, Gardner starts the night hitting .249. He shortens and takes the first pitch. That's a strike. Duffy already in at third. Duffy down at third.
Trying to take away that bunt. Brett Gardner, a guy who likes to really facilitate and get this offense started.
1-1.
One of those pesky leadoff guys that put together some long at-bats, understands how to stay alive in a count.
There's a strike. 1-2. Nick Lenz calling the balls and strikes tonight. Made his big league debut in 2016. Jordan Baker first, Jerry Lane at second, and Greg Gibson down at third base. Pitch up and fouled.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. That fastball right there up above the zone. Hunter Wood, if you're going to swing at that, he's saying good because I just struck you out. But Brett Gardner finds a way to just foul it off, and now just looking for Hunter Wood to make a mistake to try to capitalize on. Battle, battle, battle. Well, look at that. Sucre telling him, I want this pitch out in front. Ooh. But you see that curveball ends up staying in the zone and staying up. But Sucre was pointing out in front of the plate like, I want you to bounce this thing. I want you to bounce it right here. See, out there. Give it to me out there. Love that about Sucre. Really does a good job of giving his pitchers visuals of what he wants.
So it's still a ball, 2 strikes. Now he goes up too high, 2-2. And again, you could, referencing what you just mentioned, you could see Sucre motioning for that pitch up, the hard stuff up.
And that helps the pitcher so much. You know, I mean, it just gives him an added visual as opposed to just the pitch call.
And a cut and a miss, and a nice pitch there. A fade down and away, changed up on it.
Yeah, that's not a pitch that Hunter Wood goes to very often, but very effective with it right there. Let's take a look at the Rays D, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Malik Smith, Kevin Kiermaier, and Carlos Gomez. And across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Willie Adames, Joey Wendell, and Jake Bowers. Of course, Sucre behind the plate.
Well, Giancarlo Stanton leads this team in home runs and runs batted in. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. There are the numbers. 30 home runs on the year.
Well, he's starting to look once again like a typical Stanton season. Started off slow, but those numbers, he's gotten them right back in order.
Breaking ball, 1-1. Yeah, it's interesting, you know, at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of disappointment expressed here. And recently with this run he's been on, people are talking about him as an MVP of the team candidate. He shoots it into right center field. That will go to the wall on one hop. Gomez will have to pick it up. And it's a double for Stanton, his 23rd of the year.
Dwayne, when we talked in the open about Giancarlo Stanton can miss-hit a ball and get it out of here, wait until you see this swing. This is almost like that's not a real powerful swing. I mean, it's almost like a reluctant swing. And that ball went deep into right center field. Look how far that ball carried on that swing. Shows you his strength.
And you saw that kicked back off the wall. They got past Kiermaier, and Gomez was over there to make the pickup on it. And here is Aaron Hicks. Hicks with 20 home runs. Pitch is a strike. Here's the thing about Hicks. He is bigger and stronger than he's ever been. Remember him with the Twins? Number one, he was smaller. Number two, he had a lot of trouble staying healthy over there. And then a couple of years here with New York, he has shown some pop, and he's a big man swinging the bat now. He's strong.
Yeah, he's got that look, you know, of somebody who is sturdy. You know, he's not muscle bound, but he's certainly not the kid that we saw a few years ago. He's very, very put together well. And you know what? It hasn't cost him a whole lot of athleticism out in the outfield either. That's sometimes it can be tough to put on some strength, to put on a little bit of weight and size, and you lose some athleticism. He's not done that.
Well, he already has 20 home runs, and he'll have double figures in stolen bases before the year is out. And hitting third in the lineup for New York. Two and one. Down to second, ball popping away, and that's going to allow Stanton to go to third. Well, a throw down there, a play on the runner, and that ball just popped away, and Adames had to chase it.
Boy, trying to catch Stanton napping out there at second base. And watch Sucre very subtly, like he's just going back to the pitcher. How about that? Boy, and that ball right off the glove of Adames, and certainly a ball that he should have handled.
Yeah, they give the error to Sucre, and that's a shame.
That's not an error on Sucre. That ball is in right to him, a little bit low, but certainly a play that could have been made, or at least the ball could have been caught.
Now the infield comes up, and a fly ball, shallow center. That ball is going to drop for a base hit, and the run will score. Had some hang time, but you talk about placing the ball perfectly.
Well, you know what? You had Kiermaier deeper in the outfield, and you had the infield pulled in. So there was a ton of room for Hicks to be able to work with. And so that little miss hit, because the infield is in, they're not going to be able to get to it. Kiermaier's way too deep to be able to get to it. Well, look at everybody giving it all they had to get out there, and to no avail. Those are the worst kind of hits to give up.
D.D. Gregorius. Looks down and in, 1-0. Yeah, those are tough to shake off, but boy, you can't let that linger.
No, because you've got instant power right here at the plate. You know, the one reason that this matchup looked good for the Rays out of the gate with Hunter Wood as the opener, 4 of the first 6 hitters in this Yankee lineup are going to get hit left-handed off of him, and he's done a much better job against lefties than he has righties.
There's a strike, 1-1.
You want him to maintain that concentration. We've seen the changeup already against these lefties more than we normally do.
Well, you think about what's happened in this inning. Stanton didn't hit the ball well, wound up at second, and then went to third on the error. And then Hicks with that pop-up dropping in among 3 defenders. Over to first, back in Hicks.
Yeah, that unfortunate, that throw, and you can see Sucre too trying to really sandbag Stanton and then sneak one to Adames, and the ball just kicks off the glove. You get free 90 feet. You cannot give this kind of a lineup extra bases.
Ground ball, that's going to go through into right. Hicks will stop at second. Gomez with the pickup out there in right. So 3 consecutive hits, first and second, a run home, and 1 out. Andujar is going to be the hitter.
Let's take a look at the scouting report on Mr. Andujar. And the first thing you ask is, could this guy be Rookie of the Year? I mean, you look at the categories that he leads rookies in. He leads doubles, extra base hits, and runs driven in. And I'll tell you what, he has had a hot week. Last 7 games, much like Giancarlo Stanton, an average of .345, but 4 home runs and 10 driven in over his last 7 games.
Now 2 men on with Andujar at the plate. He shoots it to third. And Duffy immediately looking towards second, ducking back in is Hicks. No play there. Andujar with the hardest hit ball of the inning, and right at Duffy.
Well, you had better be ready each and every time the ball is delivered to the plate. That Duffy down there at third base, Andujar just leaned on that baby. That got into that glove right now. He can't believe it.
That's the second out. And here's Greg Bird. Bird hitting .217 for the year. Pitch drops low. By the way, they have changed the scoring. They've taken the air away from Sucre and given it to Adames. Adames charged with his 10th error of the year. That will be a strike. 1-1.
Boy, the story of Greg Bird here in New York, interesting. Keep waiting for him to break through and put together that big season. He's not been healthy enough to stay on the field consistently, and when he has not produced like they had hoped.
2-1. Well, he's recovering from a surgery on his right ankle, and boy, it's been a difficult time to keep him healthy. Now the count is 3-1.
Yeah, and struggling against the lefties here in this outing. You know, the Hicks hit, and you certainly can't put that on Hunter Wood. You get poor contact and it falls in, so be it. But then Gregorius, a base hit, did punch out Gardner, but 3-1 count here on Bird.
And he walks him. So the bases are going to be loaded for Torres. So a long first inning for Wood. So far, just 1 run. He's an out away from getting out of this with just that. But here's Torres. He's hitting .261. But 1 of 17 on the homestand. And that notwithstanding, Kyle Snyder out to have a conference with Hunter Wood. I mean, you're right here in the first inning, but a key spot in this game. You don't want to fall behind a lot early.
Yeah, no crooked numbers. You can live with the 1 run on the board right now, but you've got to limit it to that. You know, the Yankees are a team that, my gosh, when they score first, I think they're like 54-9, second best record in Major League Baseball. They've already done that, but you cannot let them pile on here.
So the matchup, Torres and Wood. Torres stepping back before Wood can settle in to make that first pitch. Now we're ready. And a breaking ball to start him. That's a called strike. Oh, that went over down around the knees.
And that may have been the first curveball that we've seen from Hunter Wood in this outing, and that's a pitch that's usually big for him.
That's low. 1-1. I always think of Greg Maddux in these moments. tough spots, softer is better. Go softer. The more difficult the situation, the softer he tended to get. Of course, that was Greg Maddux.
Well,
and a ground ball to third. Duffy is going to make the play across to Bowers, and that will hold the Yankees to a run. They leave the bases loaded. 1-0 New York. Company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. First pitch to Joey Wendell, in for a strike. Wendell hitting .294 to start play tonight. A little tapper foul. Ray's got an opening walk off Happ, and he was stranded. It's fouled back. Wendell hitting .310 against left-handed pitching this year.
And we talked about that a little bit in the pregame show, and what that average tells you and what it shows you is Joey Wendell does a great job of hanging in there and staying in on left-handed pitching. You know, very rarely do you see him bail up the first base line and pull off pitches. Not to say that it doesn't happen from time to time, but he's been consistently good in that hang in there and try to use the middle of the field, turn on mistakes that are middle in.
Ground ball to the first baseman. Bird makes the play unassisted. A hustle down there by Wendell, going in head first to make it a play.
Yeah, be careful going in head first, but I think he caught Greg Bird there by surprise with the hustle out of the box. But you know, this is something that's indicative of this entire lineup. Guys really busting it out all the time, trying to put some pressure on the defense. That should not have been that close.
Well, that's the way Wendell plays this game. One of the reasons he really has become a favorite on this club. Here's Carlos Gomez.
I remember when I played for Buck Showalter, he always talked about wanting to have guys. He said, I want to have guys that when I'm going to put them in the lineup, I don't have to think another thing about him. He's one guy when I put my head on a pillow at night, I don't have to worry about it. This Rays team has a bunch of them.
Yep.
And this would be a guy that would follow Buck Showalter around. Whatever team he would manage, he would find a way to bring a Joey Wendell along with him.
Yeah, why would you not want a guy like Wendell on your team? There's a popper by Gomez, right side, and the second baseman, Torres, handles this one.
It's a good thing he did, because Gomez would have turned that into a double. And this is what I mean about these guys coming out of the box. They come out hot. You put pressure on a defense. From time to time, they'll make mistakes, and you're going to get extra bases. I mean, it's like these guys have a competition. That's an infield pop-up, and he's running like that.
Now Kevin Kiermaier. Kevin starts the night hitting 178. 4 for 16 against Happ in his career. Two balls, no strikes. There's a cut and a miss. Fastball up that time. 2-1. Lifted to the left side. Gardner already camped under it in left field. A 3 up, 3 down inning. Through an inning and a half. 1-0 New York. $2 Kid Tuesdays presented by Morgan Auto Group continues next Tuesday when the Rays host the Royals. Purchase $2 tickets for kids 14 and under with the purchase of a full price adult ticket. All fans can get $2 hot dogs presented by KM Franks. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit raysbaseball.com/specials.
Well, very quickly the Rays go to their bullpen. Yeah, on for the 4th time. Well, his last 2 outings with the Rays, he's thrown the ball very, very well, starting to get comfortable in what he's doing.
Well, Walker, the switch hitting outfielder today, playing right field, hitting from the right side, 1-0. It's a shot foul. 1-1. So 26 pitches in the 1 inning for Hunter Wood. Gave up a run, 3 hits, struck out 1, walked 1. And now the lefty Beeks. One ball, two strikes. Chopper down to third for Duffy. And Walker is out number one.
I'll tell you, if that's a big pitch for Beeks. You know, he has a cutter. That was more of a traditional fastball in on a righty. When you think about that pitch and then contrast it with the changeup down and away, if he's able to control both halves of the plate, he can be extremely effective. That 94 got all in Neil Walker's kitchen. You see that very defensive swing right there. But boy, that pitch sets up that changeup down and away, and we know that he can be very good out there.
There's an opening fastball to Romine. Well, Beeks in his first outing against Baltimore, things didn't go all that well for him. 8 runs, 3 1/3. But against the Angels and the Orioles again, better results. And here he is against the Yankees in New York tonight, following Wood in. 0-2. And a chase there. How about that? That's a great pitch.
That's it. That's exactly what we're talking about. The fastball into Walker, and then you're going to finish out this next at bat against Romine with the changeup down and away. He keeps very good arm speed with that pitch, which is one of the major keys. But then you get that kind of location, you get that chase.
Well, you think about all of the prototypical little lefties who pitched at old Yankee Stadium and here with similar dimensions. You know what a left-hander can do here in this ballpark.
Boy, force the guys to try to hit to the big part of the outfield, left, center, and center. You're going to work that, you know, force lefties to have to beat you the other way. You know, you pick your spots to come in on them, but make them reach because they all want to kind of pull hook into the right field seats.
1-1 to Gardner. Yeah, the old stadium very cozy to right for left and right-handed hitters, and the same thing here. You can miss hit balls here as a right-handed hitter and get it out to right and right center. Well, a lot more room to left and left center. Two and one. There's a guy who knew what to do here. Whitey Ford, number 16, over at the old Yankee Stadium with those dimensions.
All those numbers. You're
going to run out of numbers.
Yeah, you've got limited options.
Gardner ahead in the count, 3-1.
And forget about going single digits anymore. I mean, you see all of those, and just about all gone. Yeah, 1, 3, well, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 7 in there.
Into right field. Gomez back there after it. He makes the catch.
Niner.
To retires the side. Well, we're through 2. On to the third. 1-0 New York. And Willie Adames will lead it off for the Rays when we come back for inning number 3.
Yankees lead 1-0 in the top of the third inning here at Yankee Stadium against the Rays. Well, Willy Adames is on a 6-game hitting streak and has multiple hits in 3 consecutive games. He's been playing with a lot more confidence as of late as he's gotten more consistent playing time. And specifically, he's been working with hitting coach Chad Mottola with the velocity machine to help him with timing up his fastballs. But he's also put in a lot of work and extra time with bench coach Charlie Montoyo defensively as well. And I was asking around, and BA, I want to get your opinion. Would you say for a young player like Adames, offense and defense go hand in hand in terms of confidence at the plate and trying to separate the two while you're in a game?
Well, I would say that it shouldn't, because I think there are times where, as a fielder, you want to be a lockdown guy who is consistent out there with his glove. You're not going to be that way at the plate. As good as hitters are, they're going to go through ebbs and flows to a seasons and have little slumps. What you can't do is carry that out into the field with you. So you've got to be able to separate the two. Maybe easier said than done. But yeah, you'd like to be able to put the bat away and go put the glove on and go get some work done.
And I think a lot of that has to do with people have asked, well, Echeverria's gone, and there's a great shortstop, but the problem was, as good as Echeverria was, and he was a great guy to have on the club, for Willy Adames to make the progress, and that's part of it right there. Play every day. You play both sides of the baseball. You have to separate those. When you're going good at the plate, things tend to fall into place and the game seems easier. It's not an easy game. When you're struggling, you still don't want the defensive side to suffer. And it gives him an opportunity to get out there and play every day, put his game on the field, and let him be accustomed to playing in the major leagues and show what he can do. And that's the benefit. And really, in a way, you sacrifice Echeverria for that reason, but with an eye toward the future. And here's a great-looking prospect in Willy Adames for his benefit and ultimately the benefit of the team. He needs to play every day.
If you're going to shift gears and remake a team, there are going to be painful decisions that have to be made. And we've seen that. Yep. Echeverria being one of them. But you're right, for all the reasons that you said. You clear up the position, you put him out there and say, now go do your thing. We feel like you're ready. We know that you're ready. Go get it done.
And I'll tell you, he's having another extended at bat. We've seen this a lot. He's worked a lot of deep counts. This will be the 10th pitch coming in this at bat. And it gets even deeper. Leading off here in the third. And he draws the walk. Nice at bat there by Adames.
You talk about coming from the bottom of the order and working in that bat like that, a leadoff walk. We know those oftentimes come back to haunt you. That's the one thing that we talked about a little bit in the open too, about his August and the numbers he's putting up, and a lot of it can be directly tied to his strike zone discipline. He just showed it right there with the walk.
Up and away to Jesus Sucre.
And those eyes scanning all over the infield, seeing how the defense is lined up against him.
Skies it toward right center. And that will be the right fielder Walker to make the catch. One away with Adames at first. And we swing back around to the top of the order, Malik Smith. Well, Malik started the night hitting .296. Amazing thing about Malik's coming into this game, when you break down lefty righty, he's hit over 350 against left-handed pitching.
Kind of the same reasons that we talked about with Joey Wendell. He hangs in there. How many times you see Malik's take that ball into left field, slap that ball the other way? You can't stay on one half of the plate with Malik Smith, because he will use the left side as well as anybody, and he gets the added benefit of a lot of times the third baseman being pulled in. So that opens up that hole a little bit more for him, because he doesn't have as much range.
Strike one to Malik's. Drew the walk and the first. So average at 296. Little tapper foul puts him down 0-2. Rays and the Yankees opening game of this 3-game series. Night game tomorrow and a day game on Thursday. Then the Rays will move into Boston for stop number 3 on this road trip, a 9-game trip. A ball, 2 strikes. Rays opening this trip, taking 2 out of 3 in Toronto, and running 2 over 500 at the moment. Ground ball right at the shortstop Gregorius, who steps on the bag and goes to first to complete the double play. Gregorius to Bird. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 New York. Third, our prospect spotlight, and Shane Baz comes to the Rays organization from Pittsburgh to complete the Chris Archer deal. And by most accounts, this is a very significant addition. The number 4 prospect in the Pirates organization, a first-round pick last year by Pittsburgh. Young man out of Cypress, Texas, in the Houston area. Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton takes the pitch low to begin the bottom of the third, 1-0. Stanton, Hicks, and Gregorius. There's a cut and a miss, and it's 1-1. Two and one. We'll get back to Boz in a moment on that addition to complete the deal with Pittsburgh. There's a strike. It's 2-2. Stanton in here with 30 home runs. 76 runs batted in. And a cut and a miss. He's out on strikes. So Beeks strikes out the big bat of Stanton. One away.
And you know what he did? He gave him a ton of different looks. Fastballs away, cutters in, curveballs, changing speeds, changing locations. That's the way that you got to pitch him if you're a finesse guy. And he finishes off that curveball down and in. That was a wonderful sequence put together by Beeks and Sucre.
Well, here's a switch hitting outfielder Aaron Hicks now after the strikeout of Stanton.
Don't keep us waiting on Boz.
And a nice breaking ball for strike one to Hicks.
I see
well,
over
Boz,
there.
I'll tell you, that is more than a significant addition. They say he sits 92 to 96 with a fastball, tops out around 98. Very good cutter. And great upside. Now he's going to be an A-ball, so he'll be around. He was drafted out of high school, a first-round pick last year in the 17 draft by Pittsburgh.
That's why he's smiling, Dwayne.
Oh, you better believe he's smiling. I'll tell you. And there are a lot of people, I think, in agreement that, yeah, you was Chris Archer the best and all that in Pittsburgh, but it would appear the Rays, in exchange, got a lot of young talent. And I think Rays fans going forward have to feel very good about the talent they have gotten back in that deal. And it starts with that young man right there, Tyler Glasnow, the hard thrower. We've seen him. He's been impressive. And so the young right-hander, a few years away at A-ball, but with another good arm and pretty good aptitude in terms of pitchability. We're hearing, like all young pitchers, he's got to climb the ladder and hone his craft. But I think the Rays are thrilled to have Boz now in the organization. A little tapper foul.
You know what I like? Obviously, you love the arm. You said 92 to 96. Top it at 98. The aptitude, certainly there's a lot more development that needs to take place. But when you start to listen to some of his quotes and to hear the way that he's talked about as a competitor, a guy who he says, when I go out on the mound, I'm out there, I mean business. I'm out there to dominate and to take these hitters down as quickly as I can. I mean, he's one of those type of guys, that bulldog mentality that gives you, gives you the chance to be a front line rotation guy.
Yep. Another strikeout here for Beeks. Back-to-back strikeouts of Stanton and Hicks. Well, they had said when that deal was made, the player to be named later was going to be a significant addition. It's that and more.
Think about what you potentially got from that deal. You trade the Pirates Chris Archer, and he's going to affect a ball game once every 5 days. And you potentially, down the road in a couple of years, have maybe 40% of your starting rotation and an outfielder that can affect the game every day.
Yeah.
You think about that.
I mean, Meadows is, I mean, we're probably going to see him in the not too distant future at the major league level here. 0-2 here to Gregorius. So you potentially have an everyday outfielder and 2 starting pitchers.
Top end. Front end guys.
Yep. I mean, that's, I'll tell you, you can't help but be excited about what's happened with this deal.
Yeah, I mean, it is astounding. I mean, we were laughing about it, but it's kind of like who made the phone call asking for those 3 guys and was able to keep a straight face and not giggle and potentially getting them. And you know, you wonder how that all went down.
Yeah,
you
got to have the poker face there.
Yes, you'd have to.
Yeah. Wow.
Who has the best poker face? Yeah, he did a good job.
And a cut in the miss. Gregorius out of there. Fire down to first from Sucre to Bowers, and Beeks strikes out the side. We go to the 4th inning, 1-0 New York. Our Florida Lottery jackpot stat. Well, check this home and road. You talk about day and night. The Rays at home against New York, 5-1, 1-5 here in New York. And look at the ERAs of the starters and the bullpen.
And Dwayne, it's all tied to the long ball.
Yep.
It's all tied to the long ball. This Yankee lineup is very powerful, and obviously they make their living off of home runs. And the Rays, you know, the first 5 games of the season that they lost, all 5 to the Yankees, they'd given up 10 home runs. In the 7 since, they've only given up 3, and they've gone 6-1. So
yeah,
you keep them in the yard, you got a chance.
I think that's reflective of the stadium here.
Yeah.
Same thing in Baltimore with the ballpark over there, where the Rays struggled and gave up a lot of runs, subject to the long ball. Long ball very prevalent in Baltimore, can be prevalent here at Yankee Stadium, and the Rays struggled in both places and played very well at home. Strike on the corner. It's 3-1 to Duffy.
Yeah, this Yankee lineup comes into the ball game with 193 home runs. That's 27 more than the next closest team, and that's the Red Sox, leading all of Major League Baseball.
Now full count on Duffy. Well, you look around the infield. Some pop on the infield with Andujar 18 home runs, Gregorius 21, Torres has 18.
Boy, and all young too. I mean, of course, Torres and Andujar are rookies. Gregorius, you know, a veteran, but not a veteran, I guess, a number of years play, but he's a younger guy. That's the core of that infield.
It's fouled back. And you know what a great story Gregorius has been here, coming in following Jeter. That in and of itself is enough of a challenge, but you're playing in New York. A young infielder coming here to establish yourself. You know, the first few months here, they were not easy for Gregorius, but you talk about taking charge of that position and becoming a major part of this New York lineup and ball club. Duffy draws the walk finally against Happ. Lead off walk. That's the 3rd time in the first 4 innings that Happ has given up a leadoff walk. And the Rays have worked for it. Malik Smith went 3-2 in the first. Willie Adames an extended at bat 3-2 and more in the 3rd, and now 3-2 and a walk to Duffy here in the 4th. Here's Jake Bauers.
And this is nothing new too for this Rays lineup against Happ. You know, he's got good numbers on him over the course of this season, a 2.53 earned run average coming in, but in 10 2/3 innings he walks 7 guys. So they really work him well and force him to be out over the plate if he wants to consistently retire them.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, throws, gonna get him. Gregorius puts the tag on Duffy, and the Rays lose that leadoff runner.
And you continually getting bailed out here by his defense. This looked like it was maybe a hit and run. You see Jake Bauers going to swing at this well up and out of the zone, because Matt Duffy, plenty of time to get him. Either a hit and run or just a bad jump.
Now 1-2 on Bauers' 5th time Duffy's been caught this year, with 8 steals and 5 caught stealings now. Popped up, foul ball out of play. Now Bauers takes it down. Only run in the game came in the first. Stanton's double keyed that. He scored on the base hit by Hicks. Bowers earns another 2-2 pitch here from Happ with that foul ball. It's a good takedown and another full count. That's 5 3-ball counts he's had in the 12 hitters he's faced. And a walk. The Rays draw their 4th base on balls off Happ.
Boy, think about that. 10 outs recorded, 4 walks, and now you've got to start making them hurt. Just too many free base runners here for the Rays.
C.J. Cron will be the hitter. Cron out on strikes his first time. Happ got ahead 0-2 and finished him off with a fastball up. And leaves the fastball up out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes.
And just has not been very good with the command, especially of the fastball. And we said early on he likes to go to that pitch quite often, but he has not been sharp with it by any stretch.
Lifted out of play. Into the seats down the right side.
Well, that's where you start to think about maybe not just the fastball out of the zone, but how about a couple of mistakes out over the heart of the plate when you can really capitalize. You can see 50-50 on the strikes so far this inning. That's what this whole outing has felt like by Happ.
And a broken bat, fly ball is going to drop into shallow left. Base hit as Bowers goes to second, and Cron drops it into left. First hit for the Rays. 2 men on now with 1 out.
Broke his bat and ball got in on him, but C.J. Cron is a strong man and he's able to muscle it out there into left field, and Gardner just couldn't get to it.
So with 2 men aboard, Joey Wendell is the hitter against Happ. And the pitch is a strike on the outside edge. Wendell out on a ground ball to first in the 2nd inning, hitting .310 against lefties coming in. He pops it up left side. Gregorius backpedaling from shortstop on the infield fly. He does the formality. 2 gone. Runners still at first and second. It'll be up to Carlos Gomez. Gomez popped out his first time. And he takes a pitch, a fastball for a strike. Gomez came into the game 6 of 27 against Happ and fouls it back. Fastball, that one up and out over the plate.
We're trying to drive and do damage, and that's what we were talking about. Maybe J. Happ leaves you a fastball out over where you can get your arms extended and handle it. That just fouled straight back. So frustrating for a hitter. They finally get that pitch they're looking for, and nothing happens.
And a line drive caught by Bird at first to retire the side. 2 men left for the Rays. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 New York. Travis Lee found the right pitch and hit a pinch hit home run in the top of the ninth off Indians all-star closer Bob Wickman. The only run of the game. Our Geico great moment of the day. Here we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Jalen Beeks, a left-hander out of the University of Arkansas, leads off against Miguel Andujar. 1 ball, no strikes. Bird next, and then Torres. Two and 0. Beeks getting his first look at the New York Yankee lineup tonight. 2 and 1. Retired the first 6 men to face him after Hunter Wood worked the first and surrendered 1 run. Stanton doubled in the first, scored on the base hit by Hicks. Three and 1. Full count. It's Greg Bird on deck, the first baseman. Rays have had a couple opportunities. They've stranded 3 through 4. Yankees scored in the first, and a wave and a miss. Andujar chased that one, and that's 4 consecutive strikeouts for Beeks.
A byproduct of mixing his pitches so very well. The fastball in, the changeup, the breaking ball. Then all of a sudden you come with this. It looked to be a cutter that just flattened out and stayed away. I mean, tough to get a read. You know, Jalen Beeks, his pitches, some of them can be bunched up. You know, the fastball is going to be right around 91, 92. The changeup 86, 87. You get the cutter on top of that. The curveball is an easy tell. But I'll tell you, he works the zone as well as anybody.
And picks up the corner. 1-1 to Bird. One and two. You also get the feel that he doesn't show you the baseball until the last moment.
Well, wait till we see another shot from center field. And what you end up seeing, Dwayne, is the hand comes out of the glove and it goes straight down. So he's hiding it behind his leg right here. And now, boom. So you try to kind of keep that ball directly behind you and hide it down that back leg, not let the hitter get too early of a look at it, especially when you're not an overpowering guy. You don't want them to get into a rhythm watching that hand and that arm swing. This will be a good shot of it.
Full count, and he got him. He strikes him out swinging. That's 5 consecutive strikeouts.
And you know, that one was not a byproduct of moving the ball around. That was just, here's a cutter, cutter, cutter. Greg Bird could not pick it up, and understanding that, just continued to attack him with it.
There's Gleyber Torres. Fastball down and in. Torres out of Venezuela.
How about that line? Wow. You know, and I'll tell you something that's been impressive. Jalen Beeks comes over in the trade for Evaldi, gets to his new team, gives up the 8 runs in his first outing. Boy, that's tough to bounce back from that. But look what he's done. He has turned it around overnight. You take that first outing, he was able to flush it away, and he's looked like a completely different pitcher since. And really, that outing was so poor because he wasn't throwing strikes. And that's always going to be important for him. He just had trouble throwing strikes, was behind everybody.
Yeah, and that was the overriding point that Kevin Cash made about that performance. And even going into that, he had the idea that it was all about throwing strikes for Beeks. And there's a swing and a miss. He strikes out the side, or not. That's a foul ball that hit the dirt before Sucre could grab it. So he came that close to picking up his 6th consecutive strikeout. Here it is. Well, I guess he.
How could you even tell?
Yeah. This one is fouled back. I'd say go ahead and give him the strikeout.
You know what? He probably did too.
Yeah.
He probably didn't foul tip that. I mean, you'll never be able to tell on the replay, but that looked like it was far out in front of him enough that he was not going to be able to get to it. But you know, so be it. Get back up there and make another pitch, and then head to the dugout.
Did he go? He did not. On the breaking ball, and the count is full now.
You sure he didn't foul it off?
You have to make a call if you're the umpire and then assume a confident error. 3-2 pitch. He got him. Took him a couple extra pitches, but he strikes him out. 6 strikeouts in a row. 7 in this outing for Beeks. And here's a look at each of the strikeouts in the 4th inning. We go to the 5th. 1-0 New York. On to the 5th inning. Kevin Kiermaier leads it off, going after the first pitch. A high pop handle by the shortstop Gregorius in short left field. And so that's the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 5th inning against Jay Happ. A couple lefties hooked up now with Beeks and Happ, and Beeks with 6 consecutive strikeouts, 7 in the 3 innings he's worked. He's staying in the zone there. Pitch to Adames is upstairs.
You don't even want to look at anybody.
No.
Just let me stick with the tunnel vision that I've got working right now, because he's got it all working right now. Needs some help from his offense.
Foul ball out of play by Adames. Yeah, he is in the zone for sure. 9 in a row. 6 consecutive strikeouts. He struck out 7 of the last 8 men he's faced.
First time he's ever towed the rubber here at Yankee Stadium, too. Not a bad debut. Obviously more to do, but wow, what a start from Beeks.
Three and 1 now, the count to Adames. And it's popped up. Romine, the catcher, onto this one, and he makes the catch. So 2 gone in the 5th inning. Whether you're having a day out with the office or just fun with friends, group tickets the best way for your team to cheer on the Rays. Host your next company outing at Tropicana Field in an exclusive field level party area, or entertain clients in an executive suite. Visit raysbaseball.com/groups today. Jesus Sucre batting with 2 outs and the base is empty. Takes a cut at the fastball, fouling it right back. Strike 1. Rays facing Jay Happ, 35-year-old lefty. 12-6 overall on the year, and 2-0 since coming to New York. That puts Sucre down.
Well, you know, and you can see after both swings, Jesus Sucre really flexing that right hand wrist. That swing, you could tell, did not feel very good.
And he fouls this one.
You could see him flexing it after the first pitch of the at-bat, and then Happ's going to go upstairs. And you can see that something bothered him. It's that time of year, too. You know, you're a catcher, you're beat up into August.
He lifts a fly ball. Short center for Hicks. 3 up and 3 down go the Rays. We're through 4.5. 1-0 New York. We appreciate the sentiment, and a big hello to all the folks there at the watch party.
At the courtside grill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's home field, Dwayne.
There you are.
Oh, yeah.
You
See,
have your own little section there.
I wish I could have been at the watch party tonight. I wasn't aware of that. I hear Rich drop courtside grill.
There you are.
Yeah, what hair I do have stood on end.
2-0 the count. We go to work here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jalen Beeks, who has fanned 6 in a row, promptly falls behind Walker 3-0. Romine next, and then back around to the top of the New York lineup. Gardner. That's going to be a strike. 3-1. He has earned the benefit of the doubt on that 3-0 pitch. That's Austin Romine on deck. A little high, just a little bit. Walker draws the base on balls. First base runner given up by Beeks.
Well, now you go to work. You don't like those leadoff walks. You really hate them at the bottom of the order. But you've got to get your mind right, get back up there and start making pitches. Maybe get Romine to hit you a ball on the ground.
Fly ball down the right field side toward the corner, and that ball's going to get out. Opposite field, just inside the foul pole over the 314 marker. So the walk and then that home run to the opposite field is going to make it 3-0. Oh my. And that's the thing about the stadium here. You can sneak a ball inside that foul pole over the 314 sign and get it out, and that's exactly what Romine did.
And how frustrating. You think about all the leadoff walks that the Rays have had and have not been able to cash them in. The Yankees get the first, and that swing right there leads to a 2-run homer.
Oh, pitch high to Gardner. Well, it's a home run friendly stadium for sure, and that's an example of it right there. Gardner pops it down the left side. That's a foul ball and out of play.
Oh,
look out, look out, look out. Duffy running right into the tarp. And then the stands. They had Smith, Adames, and Duffy all out there.
Boy, that's what's scary too, is you hit that tarp and go right over the top of that. And those stands, that's cement right there. You could be popping yourself off of. Look out.
Two and one. Now upstairs, fastball hitting 93 with that. 3-1. Eighth home run for Romine this year. Popped up by Gardner. Left side, Adames making the call. He's got it. One away. Giancarlo Stanton will bat for the 3rd time tonight. He scored the first run when he doubled. And scored on a base hit by Hicks. Struck out against Beeks his last time. 2nd time around against Beeks. Up and away. 1-0. The Toyota inside look, and you can see month by month for Giancarlo Stanton what he has done. And with August not quite halfway complete, he's got some pretty good numbers going.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent in the power and production, but you're right. I mean, that 6 could become a double-digit number before too long. You've seen the average continue to creep up month by month, and that's why all of a sudden you blink, you look down, he comes into the game today hitting .279 with 30 and 76. You're like, oh, okay. That's how quickly he can get it going. It goes back to that first at bat. He took like a very reluctant, half-hearted kind of swing and still rocketed the ball so deep out into right center field. He's that close all the time.
And he's a guy who's going to hit the ball out of any ballpark. In fact, 15 of his home runs have been here and 15 on the road. And this stadium's certainly not going to hurt him at all. You think about left field, but this guy can hit him out to all fields. It's a foul ball straight back. Neil Walker drew the base on balls. Romine homered on the very next pitch. Gardner's popped to short. Pitch down. Stanton up there with Hicks on deck. We'll run the count all the way to 3-2. And he gives up the walk. 2 walks in this inning.
You could feel it there. Jalen Beeks was being so careful to Stanton to not make a mistake. He hung that curveball that Stanton fouled back, and after that he really started to try and pick his way around the zone. Ends up losing him. Always interesting to see how a pitcher reacts, especially a young pitcher, when they give up what could be viewed as a cheap home run, a Yankee Stadium right field home run. How does he pitch after that? Because he's not pitching nearly as confident as he did before that.
And here's Aaron Hicks sending one down the right side. That's going to slice foul.
That's not going to help.
No. And that's the thing about this. You don't have to square one up to get it out. We've seen that plenty of times. This one blocked by Sucre. Down and in. Kept it out there in front of him. 1-1. Well, 3 runs, 4 hits for New York. The Rays no runs, 1 hit. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball down. 2-1. Wood for an inning. Beeks took over starting the 2nd. Working in the 5th inning. And now it's 2-2. And we're going to get another full count. Well, 5 hitters in this inning and 4 3-ball counts. Didi Gregorius on deck. 3-2 and a little tapper. Sucre turns and makes the throw to first. Into second base goes Stanton. Hicks is out at first. Bowers on the receiving end of the throw from Sucre. 2 outs with a man now in scoring position.
Well, right off the end of the bat, it's Sucre popping up quickly from his catching position to get out there and make that play. One more big out to get with that runner out at second.
Here's Didi Gregorius. Singled in 2 at bats. His base hit came in the first. Outside 1-0.
Yeah, you just get the feeling that right now every pitch that Beeks is making, he's trying to make the perfect pitch, the perfect 0-2, just on the edge or just off to try to get a guy to chase.
Liner into right field. That ball will be caught by Gomez to retire the side. 2 runs on the home run by Romine. 3-0 New York. The double by Stanton. It remained 1-0 until the 5th, and 2 quick runs, a walk to Walker, and on the first pitch to Austin Romine, he got it inside the fair or foul pole, whichever you prefer, down that right field line and over the 314 marker. And it's 3-0 as we go to the 6th. Alex Smith leads off and takes a strike from the left-hander Jay Happ. Well, the Rays have stranded 3. Happ has given up a hit and walked 4. Alex quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
With the 4 walks, not being able to capitalize hurts. How many of those were leadoff walks? At least 3.
3 of the 5 innings. The Rays have put the leadoff man aboard. In the first inning when Alex walked, in the 3rd when Adames walked, and in the 4th when Duffy walked.
You know, to Happ's credit, he did make some big pitches when he needed to get out of those innings. But boy, you know, you see how quickly it can turn. The Yankees get a leadoff walk, and all of a sudden a 2-run homer. Now they've got a 3-run lead and not been able to cash in on Happ. They've made him work.
And now down in the count. Alex Smith battling, fouling that one off. 2-2. C.J. Cron has the only hit for the Rays. That came on a broken bat single to left in the fourth. And Malik Smith out on strikes. Second strikeout for Happ. MLB TV now available at a lower price for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, receive a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Matt Duffy has walked and suffered a caught stealing. Takes the pitch for a strike. Popped out to right his first time up. One and one to count. A ball, 2 strikes. Rays have dropped 12 consecutive series at Yankee Stadium. And they're 3-13 here since the start of last year. And again, they're 1-5 here this year. 5-1 against the Yankees at Tropicana Field. And that's strike 3 called on the inside corner. Happ opens with back-to-back strikeouts of Smith and Duffy in the 6th.
Boy, an off-speed pitch, and you can see Romine, that glove, he wanted it below the zone. That one hangs up in the middle, but Matt Duffy fooled, not able to pull the trigger.
Jake Bauers takes one outside. Foul the other way, 1-1. Ground ball to first into the mid of Bird, who makes the play unassisted. Couple of strikeouts and a ground out. 3 up, 3 down. 3-0 New York. Now time for the Lowe's whole team together. The Yankees second in the majors. scoring 5.2 runs a game. First in home runs and second in slugging. They have a home run tonight, 194 for the year. Stanton with 30 leading the charge. Strike the count on Andujar. Jalen Beeks comes in with another strike. 0-2. Beeks made 25 pitches in the 5th inning. He walked the leadoff man Walker, gave up a home run to Romine, and then appeared to be very tentative from there on out. Look out, a foul ball off the facing of the Rays dugout.
Yeah, that's part of the learning curve. You have to understand that in this ballpark, if you're going to survive, you've got to continue to stay aggressive. And I think that's what Kyle Snyder's, message was when he went out to the mound, probably in between innings. Same thing. Hey, listen, you punched out 6 in a row. Just go out there and continue to attack these guys.
Little foul ball on the pitch up right there. And Beeks making his first appearance ever at Yankee Stadium. In fact, both Rays pitchers, Hunter Wood and Jalen Beeks, had never pitched here before. Wood gave up a run in 1 inning, and now Beeks 2 runs in the 4 innings plus he's worked. A little low there, 1 and 2.
Such good experience for these guys at a young age to be able to come out here and compete against this lineup in this building. Got to be doing an awful lot of it if you're going to stay with the Rays up here all the time.
2 and 2. That's a fair ball, headed into the left field corner, and Andujar is on his way to second base with his 32nd double of the year.
Well, he has had such a nice season for the Yankees, and this curveball here, Sucre wants it down. That's down and away, and Andujar is able to go out and get around it and keep it fair, get it into the corner, and get the Yankees off and rolling here in the bottom of the 6th. He has been an extra base hit machine for this Yankee lineup.
Yeah, 32 doubles, 18 home runs, and a couple triples thrown in.
I mean, really, and I'll tell you what, Dwayne, forced the trade of Brandon Drury, who they picked up in the offseason to be their 3rd baseman. Well, then he had the migraine issues at the beginning of the season, and Andujar steps in for him, and that's all she wrote.
Yep. Well, it allowed the Yankees to make the deal for Jay Happ. He was part of the Happ deal over to Toronto. High fly ball, left center field. Malik Smith to the wall. He got it. Malik Smith making the catch. Tag at second, and Andujar is going to go to third. And Malik Smith stayed with that one and got back there in front of the wall to the right of the 399 marker.
Now this ball driven, a lot of hang time, and that allowed Malik Smith to get that speed, get out there deep. And I'll tell you, it's a lot of room to cover. Like you see, 399 in left center field. That's huge. When he gets back, makes the play. Unfortunately, it does allow Andujar to get to third, and that forces the Rays now to bring the infield in with 1 out.
Torres at the plate. Left side overloaded and in. Breaking ball down in the dirt and blocked by Sucre. Double by Andujar. A move to third on the long fly ball by Bird. Smith covering a lot of ground, moving to his left, and out there just to the right of the 399 marker, hauled it in, and there's that picket line on the left side of the infield up close. 1-1. Check swing, little hopper. That's a foul ball. Rolling past third base. Just foul. A little dance down that line with Duffy and the base runner Andujar. You know, you throw on the umpire, the third base coach got a little crowded.
Oh, yeah. Tight quarters down there.
Phil Nevin and Greg Gibson down there.
Phil's yelling at somebody.
Upstairs, fastball went up. Two. And the count is full. A run in the first, driven in by Hicks. 2 runs in the 5th on the Romine home run. Now Andujar's at third with 1 out in the 6th and a full count. That's foul back. Walker on deck. Ground ball third. Throw will come to the plate. The tag in order right there. And Andujar is cut down. Duffy to Sucre.
That's exactly how you draw it up. You pull all the infielders around. You get the ground ball. Nice throw by Duffy, right on the money. Going on contact.
So Torres reaches first on a fielder's choice with Andujar cut down at the plate. It keeps it a 3-run deficit. Now Neil Walker. That's a strike. Walker grounded to third his first time before drawing the leadoff walk in the 5th and scoring on the Romine home run. And strike 2. Kolarek, the lefty, up in the bullpen now for the Rays. Upstairs, 1 and 2. Wave and a miss. Walker out on strikes this time. A man left on. We're through 6. 3-0 New York. Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Well, the Rays at Yankee Stadium tonight, opening a 3-game series. New York leading 3-0. That. A little discussion there in the Rays dugout between Kyle Snyder and the Rays lefty Beeks. 5 innings, a little over 90 pitches in this outing for Beeks. C.J. Cron with a strike, and he lines it right to Torres at second base for the first out. Cron has the only hit for the Rays tonight. That was a broken bat base hit back in the 4th. Haps limited the Rays, no runs, 1 hit, and 4 walks. Now Joey Wendell. Wendell 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out and popped out. A ball, no strikes. Stay tuned in the middle of the 7th inning for the Ram game break, brought to you by the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. That's coming up. One and one. Robertson up in the bullpen for New York. There's a strike, 1 and 2. David Robertson in the bullpen for New York, and Adam Kolarek, the lefty, for the Rays. And the pitch foul back. Fastball up and in. .35-year-old left-hander Jay Happ. Spinning a 1-hitter so far. Wendell will see another 1-2 pitch.
And he's gotten a lot better with his command here as the game has moved on. You know, early on, spraying the fastball around, that's what led to all those walks. But after he was able to pitch through some of the trouble in the early innings, he's really started to lock some things in.
He gets it in on Wendell, and he rolls it to the right side. Torres takes care of that.
That was a great at-bat in illustrating that, the way that he was able to work Wendell away, pop a fastball in, back away, come back in, left on left. You know, it was interesting when they made the trade. You know, at that point, you know, Jay Happ got off to a great start with the Blue Jays and then ran into a period of time where he was not throwing the ball well, and that was going right into the trade deadline. So then the Yankees make the deal, and you're like, well, you wonder what Happ is going to give them.
Well, now he hits Gomez with a pitch, and that stops the string. He had retired 10 in a row. He walked 4 of the first 12 men he faced. Then he retired 10 straight after giving up a base hit to Cron. And now he hits Gomez.
Right on the pad. That's why it's there. Carlos Gomez, an aggressive hitter, stands right up on the plate, invites pitchers to pitch him in, and boy, he gets hit enough.
Pitch to Kiermaier is a strike. It's the 19th time Gomez has been hit by a pitch this year. 19.
Wow. That number's climbing rapidly. Nothing will top, though, the shot that he took in the ribs, and then one
and
step
went right down.
Just went limp. I mean, to take a shot like that and to think that far ahead, like, I'm going to show these guys. So if you're not going to come out and check on me ever, I'm gonna force you to.
Kiermaier takes it upstairs. 2-1. Two and two. Fly ball to left and a pop to short by Kiermaier. See Happ a little over 100 pitches. Lifted foul the other way. Still 2-2. Kiermaier right now 2 of his last 26. And he is out on strikes. Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's go to Rich and Doug in the studio for a Ram game break. Through 7 innings, the T-Mobile built for baseball performance by Happ tonight. He's settled in after giving up most of his walks in the first 12 hitters of the game.
Yeah, you know, uneven start for Happ with his fastball command, but got some help from his defense on some of those instances when he had walks early in innings. Had 3 leadoff walks the Rays were not able to do anything with. Held him to just that one hit. C.J. Cron actually broke his bat on that, and now as he's gotten deeper into the game, guess what? He has really started to settle in and start using both sides of the plate very effectively. The command has gotten better. He's made the adjustment, and still just the one hit. No runs on the board, but 4 strikeouts, 4 walks.
Adam Kolarek will be the new pitcher for the Rays, moving on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Hunter Wood worked an inning. Jalen Beeks 5, and now this is the 10th appearance for the Rays this year for Kolarek.
Well, it's covered 13 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Obviously, any chance for the Rays to come back in this game, you're going to need Kolarek to get a job done here. Running out of opportunities.
Well, he'll face the man who expanded the lead a bit with that 2-run home run in the 5th inning. The catcher, Austin Romine, hitting his 8th home run of the year inside the foul pole down there, 314 feet right down the line. And so Romine stands in against Caleri. First pitch is a strike. Now Betances up in the bullpen for New York. We saw Robertson last inning. Now in Betances territory. Fly ball center field, and Kiermaier, who was way over toward right center, goes to straightaway center to make the catch.
Yeah, how interesting was that? I mean, Kevin Kiermaier makes that catch literally home plate, second base, in a direct line to the outfield wall, and had to go all the way from right center to get it. He was swung way around. But that is the new norm. That's why these guys carry those little cards. Right, there you go. Now where am I playing? Take a peek.
Now the top of the order, Brett Gardner. Gardner 0 for 3. That's a strike. A little bit high, says Nick Lenz. 1-1. Hunter Wood worked an inning, gave up a run on 3 hits. Jalen Beeks worked 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, a home run. He walked 2, struck out 8 through 93 pitches. Pitch in on Gardner as he fights it off and fouls it the other way. Ozzie Timmons with the play there in the Rays dugout, distributing a souvenir.
He got me the other night, Dwayne.
Did he?
Yep.
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 He got great personality. And quick. There's a strike call. Gardner out on strikes. Well, here's what's coming up tomorrow on Braves Live pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. Doug will break down the impressive rookies on this Rays ball club and the Yankee ball club for that matter. And there's some great young talent here in this series. 2 outs, bases empty. Giancarlo Stanton. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. One and one. Chop to Wendell. He takes care of that. A 1-2-3 inning for Kolarek. We go to the 8th. 3-0 New York. by Freedom Boat Company, the freedom to be on the water without the hassle of boat ownership, and by your local Honda dealer. Rays in the Bronx tonight. Yankee Stadium opening this 3-game series. Crowd of 40,393 on hand. Dellin Betances is going to take over on the mound as we move into the 8th inning of this one.
I'll tell you what, how dominant has Dellin Betances been? How about this? In his last 28 in the 3rd innings pitched, covering 29 appearances, he's given up just 1 run. He has been some kind of good. You know, he had some struggles early in the season with his command, giving up some runs, but boy, oh boy, he has really locked things in and solidified the back end of that Yankee bullpen.
Now the first pitch swung on by Willy Adames. High drive deep to left center. Good. Bye. Home run for Willy Adames. On the first pitch from Betances, Adames unloads and hits his 6th home run of the year. The Rays on the board, and it's now 3-1.
I think if you're going to have success off of Betances, you really have to match his aggressiveness.
Bullpen shot there by Adames.
Well, that's what he did. I'll tell you what, that was in a similar spot of his walk-off home run back at Tropicana Field. Well, that fastball laid in there middle in, and he wrecked it.
So the Rays with a run on the home run off the bat of Adames. Now Michael Perez pinch hitting for Sucre. It's 97 on that fastball. A 1-1 count. Well, the Rays close to within 2 here in the 8th. 2-1. Well, Perez has swung a good bat for the Rays coming off the last game in the Toronto series. He went 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Swings through it. Fastball up at 97. It's 2-2. Well, here's another one of the young Rays to make his first appearance ever at Yankee Stadium. And he chops it up the right side foul. So the first 2 pitchers of this game for the Rays, Hunter Wood and Jalen Beeks, appearing at Yankee Stadium for the first time, and now so is the young Rays catcher Michael Perez pinch hitting. It's inside. Full count. It's Malik Smith on deck.
Get a walk here, base hit, anything. Get that tying run to the plate.
And he fouls it back. Seven innings for Happ. No runs, a hit, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, a hit batter. 106 pitches, 71 strikes, and now it's Betances. And a cut to miss. Perez out on strikes.
He bailed him out, and Michael Perez knows it as he walks back to the Rays dugout. A fastball, it's out over the plate, but well below the zone. Watch where this thing ends up.
Well, you got started so early on 98, but he chased that one down. Now Malik Smith. Malik takes it too close. A ball, no strikes. Fly ball left center. That's Gardner. 2 gone.
Well, that strikeout of Perez, that's now the 29th straight appearance that Betances has recorded at least 1 strikeout. How about that? The American League record is 32. And that's our friend Jeff Montgomery out in Kansas City. Did not realize.
How about that?
That he put, yeah, that is some kind of impressive streak. 32 straight appearances with at least a strikeout. And you're talking about pitching most of the time just an inning. So you got to get to work.
1-0 to Matt Duffy. So Perez, after pinch hitting, will take over behind the plate for Sucre. Duffy 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Now 1-1. That sharply in there for a strike. 1-2. Little tapper glove by Betances over to first, and that retires the side. Rays get a run on the home run by Willie Adames, home run number 6, and that makes it 3-1 New York. Well, here we go to the bottom of the 8th. Aaron Hicks leads off and fouls the first pitch from Adam Caleri. Got to play. Hicks 1 for 3. Michael Perez stays on to catch after pinch hitting. Caleri had a 1-2-3 7th inning, opening the 8th with Hicks, switch hitter, batting right, and then the left-handed bat of Gregorius due next. It's 1-1. Aroldis Chapman up in the bullpen for the Yankees. Two and one. Breaking ball stayed wide. Well, the Rays Trying to hold the Yankees here. They have one shot left, the Rays, with Bowers, Cron, and Wendell due up in the 9th inning. Kolarek now behind 3-1. He had a 1-2-3-7. Hitting Romine, Gardner, and Stanton. Gregorius next. And there is ball 4. And now Gregorius. Leadoff walk in this 2-run ball game. Gregorius had a single back in the first. Since then, a strikeout and a line drive to right caught by Gomez. Foul ball, strike 1. Third time in the last 4 innings the Yankees have put the leadoff man on. Walker drew a base on balls to open the 5th, and Romine homered. And Andujar doubled in the 6th inning. The Yankees left a man in that frame. Now a walk here in the 8th. Gregorius takes strike 2. Hicks the runner at first. Gregorius down 0-2. Ground ball, second base. Wendell Adames 1 over to first for 2 to Bowers. 4-6-3 on the double play.
Boy, how sweet is that? You know, the leadoff walk. We talk about how much those hurt. A ground ball turns it right around. Wendell flipped to Adames. Strong throw over there to Jake Bowers. Just that quickly.
So the bases are empty with Miguel Andujar stepping in. The double for Andujar in the 6th was his 32nd of the year. Two young and key additions to this infield, and Andujar and Torres. That ball's headed toward right center field. Off the wall. The carom played by Kiermaier, and it's a stand-up double for Andujar. His second double of the night, 33rd of the year.
Boy, and how hard did he hit that ball?
On the fly to the left of the 385 marker.
Yes. I mean, reaching out there, getting full extension, and really getting some backspin on that line drive the other way, and that's the carry. That is a shot.
105 off the bat. Andujar departs in favor of the pinch runner. Shane Robinson running. Greg Bird, the hitter. Pitch is a strike. That's going to be a strike. 0-2. Double for Andujar. Robinson running. Fly ball center. Kiermaier on the run, can't get there. That'll two-hop the wall. Robinson scores. It's a double for Bird on an 0-2 pitch. The left-handed bat of Greg Bird doubles. Now it's 4-1.
So much ground to cover out there, and Bird, who had gone deep out into left center field his last time out, gets this breaking ball. He stays on it and drives it out there. You can see Kiermaier to the right center field side in the shade, and just not able to get there in time. That ball hit deep enough out of his reach. Yankees trade places and add a run.
Gleyber Torres at the plate. There's a strike. So the Yankees got that run back to again build a 3-run advantage. Adames had homered to lead off the 8th. Now with 2 outs in the 8th, the Yankees add a run. It's 1-1. Well, the night game tomorrow night. Jake Faria is scheduled to pitch for the Rays against Luis Cessa. One and two. Fastball. Caleri got that up to 93.
He does that when he changes the arm angle. You know, he's most of the time a guy that's this severe sidearm, maybe even a little bit below that. But every now and then we'll see him raise that arm angle up to a low 3/4. And when he does that, he's able to get a little bit more velocity, a little bit more drive.
There is strike 3 call. He gets Torres looking on the fastball. They score a run. We go to the 9th. 4-1 New York. From Yankee Stadium, we go to the 9th inning in a 4-1 ball game, and Aroldis Chapman will be on for the 49th appearance. Yankees hold a 4-1 lead. He is pitcher number 3.
Well, looking to pick up another save where he is 30 out of 32. The key will be keep your eye on command. He has 6 walks in his last 3 outings, and it's something that he's been struggling with a little bit here as of late, and he will from time to time. So something to keep an eye on, see if the Rays can't get a walk or two, a little help, and try to tie this thing up or take a lead.
Neil Walker moves in from right to play third. Shane Robinson, who entered as a pinch runner, is now in right field. Jake Bauers to face Chapman, and the pitch is fouled straight back. First pitch at 98. and Bowers fouls it straight back. Strike one.
Ironically, that's his lower end of the fastball. He will get that thing up into triple digits with regularity.
Outside, 1-1. Happ worked 7, Betances 1. The Rays got their run off Betances on the home run by Willy Adames. There's a foul ball straight back.
Oh,
and out of play.
That almost got into the Yankees booth right off the front.
Uh, 1-2. And strike 3 call just above the knees.
That pitch should be outlawed. You think about the fastball that Chapman features, and then all of a sudden he's going to drop that breaking ball in there, and he starts it inner half, and it just locks up Jake. What a pitch.
Yeah, you go from 98 to 86 on that as it breaks over. C.J. Cron. Pitch is down. Cron 1 for 3 tonight. That pitch hit 100 from Chapman. Ground ball back to the mound. And that's out number 2. That fastball 98, and it went right back to Chapman. Chapman got a little bit of a feeling what it's like on that comebacker. He's up there firing 98 and 100 plus. Got the comebacker there. He loved it. Joey Wendell with 2 outs and the base is empty. He misses 99. Wendell nothing of 3 on the night. Rays with just 2 hits, 4 walks. And a base hit lined into right field. Wendell will keep it going. Wendell stayed on that one and picks up hit number 3 for the Rays tonight.
It cannot be a comfortable at bat, left on left. And Wendell right here, that fastball's actually in and quick enough to drag the hands through and get the barrel to that baseball and keep this inning alive.
Now Carlos Gomez. Gomez shoots one into right field. That's going to stay up. Robinson makes the catch, and this game is over for the Rays. No runs, a hit, and the man left in the 9th. And they drop this game 4-1. 4-7-0, 6 left for the Yankees. 1-3-1 and 5 left for the Rays. And our Coors Light refreshing finish. The home run off the bat of the Yankee catcher Austin Romine in the 5th inning after the base on balls to Walker. So it's a 4-1 final, and we'll be right back with more in a moment.